All right, so let me tell you what I got going on. I'm working on this winch mount, and what it's going to be under the bumper. And when I'm done with it, I think it's going to be pretty cool. I've done all the fabrication, all the measurement, all that kind of stuff. Didn't take you long with me for that because it's kind of boring. But when I'm done, if there's any Blazer fans out there that want to put a winch on their Blazer and want to hide it like this, then you'll kind of be able to see what I did. So right now I'm in the welding process. I'm clamping everything up, getting ready to weld it. You can see I've got it tacked in. I've got my angle iron or my braces here. This will be where my winch cable comes through. My fair lead will actually bolt up here onto this, and then my winch will be in here protected by this 1/4 inch plate steel. Of course, you see I've got all my holes cut and everything, and my holes are already in the frame of the vehicle. Up in here. So it'll actually bolt in here, come down, and the bumper will cover it. Then I'll cut a hole, and they make a nice little plate that you can put over this to make it look really professional, really nice, clean, and all that. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I just kind of wanted to take you along what I'm doing. I would show you me welding this, but I'm not sure the sparks won't hit this. They might not. I might be able to set it. It doesn't matter. I'm sure you guys seen people weld before, but let's see. Yeah, so you're gonna see a lot of brightness if I do this, which is fine. But I've got this clamped in. I'm holding this like that. I probably need to put another clamp. That'll probably be all right. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. My welding helmet took a crap, so I got a new welding helmet. It's a Miller-Matic Digital Elite so far. Works great. My Elite worked great too, so but I couldn't get it to darken for some reason. Changing batteries, did all that. Took it apart, did the whole thing, and it just still wouldn't work. So we just bought us another one. I got this big ass glove on because I noticed that little thin glove, it got hot. It got real freaking hot. And I didn't care for that much, so. Okay, well, I got some glasses on so I can see what I do with them. There they are. Sucks getting old, but the alternative is being dead, so getting old sucks less. So I'll take the getting old thing. I can see fine long distance for, you know, away, but I can't see it close or squat. I might stop there because even with these big ass gloves, it's burning the shit out of my finger. Woo! I'd love to have run that all the way across and made it a pretty bead, but I may have to buy me one of those tick fingers or whatever that welding tips and tricks sells. I'm not sure this glove isn't worse than the other one. I got that big one because I thought, man, that'll be better than this little TIG glove. I'm not so damn sure. That got hot. Hot. It really just, the metal's not that hot, it just got hot on my finger. I would keep my finger back some. Woo! Now my thumb got hot. You guys are all like, yeah, but you're a fireman, you're supposed to be able to. Yeah, bullshit. Hot is still hot. I tried to go back and catch that last bead so it looked more uniform, but it didn't look like it didn't really work out for me that well. It's all right. She's gonna stick together, I promise you that. All right, that's what we got. I think she'll stay together, but I like it to been prettier, but it just is what it is. Penetration and holding together is the most important thing. At least that's what I was told. So I got to do this here and this here. The other side's already done. And then of course I got to do this here. So I'll bring you back when it's all done. All right, here's the finished product. You can see I've welded it all solid through here, up under here, through here, and then I also went in the corners, up here and through here. That way it's really sturdy. Stayed nice and flat. I beveled all these edges, or chamfered all these edges, I should say. I got a little bit of slack. I could probably clean off the inside of this, but I think I'm gonna have this sandblasted and powder coated anyway, so it's probably not gonna matter. So this is where the winch will go up underneath here. This will actually bolt to the frame of the truck, and I'll show you basically how this will work. I'll have to jack it up with the winch, but with this it's not that heavy. So literally it fits just like that, and then all I have to do is line the holes up, bolt up my fair lead right here. I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing, not sure. And then I'm gonna spool that cable out through here, make sure it's deep enough. If not, then I'll have to take a little bit more off, but I think it should be. And then again, I got that brace that's gonna go up here to help strengthen this. But for right now, I probably won't put that on because I'm just pulling it in and out of the garage. So if I was actually pulling a car out of a ditch, I may want a little bit more rigidity up here on this 1/4 inch plate. I bought grade 8 bolts and nuts, and so that's what I'll be putting those on with. And again, I'm working with this new setup, so I don't know exactly what you're looking at. Yeah, see, I probably wasn't even looking at what. Let me go down a little bit. Anyway, these are the grade 8 bolts that I bought. I bought a bunch of them, so I got them for future also. So yeah, I just gotta put this bad boy on there, bolt it in. It's got these bolts too. These are grade 8 as well. Those are what goes in here to bolt it to the plate. And then the other ones I've got will obviously bolt to the frame. So there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and put it all back together, and I'll bring you back and show you how it works. I clearly have to have a... All right, so there it is. I've got it winched off. This is basically what I wanted to see, so I can push this out, move all this around, and actually get to where I can work on that. I will try to start this at some point, but I wanted to get that hooked up just in case that doesn't work out, because I don't have a whole lot of hope for that. But so yeah, the winch is hooked up, it's bolted down. I will take that Badland, pull it off, and flip it over. I also may, tell me what you guys think, I may put a deal down here, like a plate, and weld it to that, to where it comes down at an angle, just to protect this. Not that I'm going off-roading or anything, but I mean, I don't know. And then that won't matter if it's upside down or not. But anyway, so this thing's supposed to spool itself back up. This thing is so heavy, I try to push it out. And that's how I loosen that. But yeah, pushing this by myself is not a fun time, especially in the grass. So I want to see how, God dang. I want to see how far that, like when that's at the bottom, if it's going to touch this, which it doesn't look like it will, because it's only got one more level. So that means it's going to come down about like that, which will be perfect. And then my fair lead will actually bolt to right here and keep it in the center of that fair lead roller. So, and again, all I have to do is reach under here like that, spin it around. Of course, I'll have my bumper here, so I'm gonna have to reach a little farther under. No big deal, because I probably won't use this thing hardly ever, other than pulling it in and out. So let's see how this thing works. And I don't know how good that, we'll find out. And again, I don't know how long this battery will last either. I guess I have to keep it on a charger. But it looks like it's working. Beats the hell out of trying to push this thing back in the garage. I'm interested in seeing how it spools, if it actually spools like it's supposed to. Try not to run on my foot. Now it's gonna, it did spool good. But as it got loose right there at the end, it tried to start, because all the weight went off of it. So as long as it's got pressure on it, it looks like it's going to spool up like it's supposed to. But once it loses that tension, it's going to stop. The guy did there, it lost his tension. This thing's just free rolling, so. All right, and I don't have the best setup here. I've got one of these, which who knows how strong that is and how dangerous that is. I mean, the most that thing is going to do is that's going to break, and that's not going to hurt me. especially since I'm out there. I was told that you always want your hook up just in case something breaks, it'll slam down. Don't know how true that is, but just things that I've kind of studied up on this little winch thing project as I've gone along. So yeah, so just disconnect that and go ahead and reel it in the rest of the way by hand, put a little tension on it, that way it stays nice and pretty like that. So that works out pretty good. This is a Harbor Freight winch. Paid right at 300 bucks, I think, ish. And then, so yeah, again, that's for pulling somebody out of a ditch or whatever, pull myself out of a ditch, that'll work pretty good. Let me see what you're seeing here, because I'm looking down. You can see how let's see. Yeah, so you can see my bolts. See that one there, how I unset. What I did is end up using a hole saw, that way I could get from up here. Same on this one here. And then that one there. And then I'll have that plate coming across there once I finalize this. But again, for now, that's gonna work just fine. So anyway, there you go. So that'll probably be it. Yeah, I don't know what else. The Lincoln, or not the Lincoln, but the Miller helmet worked fantastic. I finally figured out the shade that I needed to where I could actually see what I was doing. Fairly decent. So at the end, my welds got better because I was being able to see it. I wasn't sure what shade I needed. I had it too light to begin with, and it was kind of blinding me, and then I had it too dark at one point, and I was like, all right, so there's got to be a happy medium, so I found it. So, all right. You can see how, look under here and show you, all this tucks up. Red to red, yellow to yellow, black to black. There's one on top, a black one up here, and then a small that goes up there with it. And that's a pain because of the box. It was a pain to get to, but I did it. And then of course these, you know, I can just put me a zip tie maybe to all of them and just hold them like that. It'll be nice. And this can also be relocated. I could buy longer ones of these and relocate it up on the side somewhere if I wanted to, or something like that. But I kind of like this where it is because it's just made nice in the way they did it. So again, I don't know if I might switch this over and flip it over and glue it back down, or I may just run a piece of plate down at an angle. That way nothing can hit that box and try to rip it off there. But again, I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of off-road and stuff, so it probably won't be an issue. So yeah, there you go. If you can see all that, you can see the bolts in there. There's 8 of them holding that in, all grade 8. So it should be plenty strong. All right, well, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you next time.